Okay. How do you like D&D?
Well, D&D is fucking amazing, alright? There's not much to say. I mean, you've got your video games, you've got your LARPing and all that, but when it comes down to it, D&D is by far the best. So, I mean, you just let your imagination run wild, alright? You think something and it could totally happen, alright? You're not, like, limited.
And you know that the vampire and the spider formed their psychic empathic bond.
I think I can put this.
What you don't know is exactly how why the spider teleported, why it teleported specifically there, why the vampire was in the building, nor do you know why the Blinks were attacking Professor Anwood's minions in the first place.
You know, I think there are two ways that people play D&D. There are people who play. Well, there are reasons to play, and then there are ways to play. But there are some people who play to get sort of an experience. They have their character that they play do things that their character would do, and then like stay in character. And then there are people who play because they like to win at things. They like to win. They're like, I want my guy, my little character, to be the best at everything he does. And then, I don't know, we call them like power gamers.
D&D it's a role-playing system. It's something where you can step out of what you are in reality and be something that you might not have the chance of being in real life. In comparison, you could compare it to, say, hey, like being out on the sports field. You put aside everything that you once were and you come out and you're an athlete. You're something that people can envision doing greater things one day. In D&D, you can feel that, you know, maybe you get a feel for how you can do certain things. Or maybe you can talk without fear of people making fun of you or judging you for things you might say. It's something that allows you to express yourself.
I think there's a possibility here that the spider was teleported by Vanguard or one of his lackeys for an entirely different reason. And the vampire forming a bond with that spider was completely by accident. That wasn't supposed to happen. It's possible that the two events were not connected.
I could do an investigation, try it.
So, what is it like being a girl playing Dungeons and Dragons, D&D?
I don't think it really matters if you're a girl or a guy because as long as you're into role playing, then you'll enjoy the game. And D&D is just a lot of role playing and a lot of talking it out. And as long as you're playing with some cool people you like to play with, then everything's good. Yeah, everything's fun.
Oh.
Starting for the first time, or for someone who is thinking about playing but not going, all I can really say is if you're friends with some of the people there, or even if you're not, just go for at least one session, because a lot of the fun isn't exactly the game itself. It's just like being with the people and conversing with them, because like probably at least 50% of the game isn't really dice rolling. It's being presented with problems and then conversing over how would be the best way to solve them, and that's what I like most about D&D.
Costs money, but then again, everything costs money, and out of all of it, it costs less. Because, you know, for video games, you're always getting bored with one after, like, say, a couple weeks possibly of playing it, maybe a month. D&D, the possibilities are endless, alright? It's just continuous role-playing. You get bored with the campaign, you make another one, leave that campaign for a bit, like, I don't know, like, you can have one regular, you know, orcs, knights, and demons, and you can have one superheroes, you can have another one that can be set in some crazy fucking futuristic thing where monkeys fire laser beams out of their asses. I don't know.
D&D, it was about fun. It was about expressing yourself. It was about being social. And that's how it's always been for me. I don't think I ever want that to change.
I'd be like, hey, do you like D&D? And then they'd be like, yes, or they'd be like, no.
Well, if they never heard about it?
Well, then I'd say, well, it's like a game where it's a game in your mind. Oh. You just have to imagine. Just pretend that there's like a board or a screen. It's like, I mean, it's like the same medium.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, just because you don't have an interface doesn't mean it's not a workable game.